This is Khushi Varshney, and today we have our eminent guest, Dr. Prakash Singh. He is a professor in Finance of Management, Lucknow since 2006. With his 20 years of experience in this industry and his teachings, he is here with us. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Khushi.
As we all know that India is running behind the technology and development and everything. So how you think that what is the role of marketing in this field of development and this evolution?
You see, the biggest example is our Honorable Prime Minister. He is one of the perfect marketing guy. I mean, he knows how to sell India at any platform. So what we have to understand is that when we are a country which is short of capital, because we are not a very rich country, we are a poor country, and we have to attract capital. So the attraction of capital can be accelerated if we market our country properly. Now, this is where he picks up schemes like Swachh Bharat, where India has largely been seen as, barring few cities, it is seen as a dirty country, people defecating in open and all that. So he has kind of removed that bad image. So from my understanding of marketing for a country like India, it has to market it in such a way that investors are convinced that the country has changed. Country is no longer a poor economy where snake charmers and land of snake charmers and all that has gone. It is a country which is buzzing with a lot of technology guys who are ready to pick the threads and take it forward. You have to market all good things about the country to attract the investment. Of course, there would be challenges because here or there would be some aberrations which will throw up some narrative that India is still not that evolved. We have to accept that, because when you are transforming, there would be some bad news. In trying to explain the bad news, you have to be transparent. That is another very important thing, because if a company launches a product and the product doesn't do good, you withdraw that product. But then you do a churning, you explain to your stakeholders why did the product not do good. So if there is a bad story coming out of India, they say there is a incident which has left a poor impression on the country overall. It is important that we go and tell the world that this is an unfortunate thing. We will make sure that doesn't happen again, and it is an aberration. It is not normal thing, right? So that is how we have to market the country to attract capital.
So nowadays, startups is something that everyone is trying to invest in that, or individual is just starting in their own startup. So, sir, in this financial management and accounting, how these students can develop their own startup and how it can be beneficial for them?
Yeah, that's a very exciting area currently in India. The only thing which I would like students to look at is that don't get carried away by the unnecessary attention this sector is creating. For example, people talk only about Zomatos and the Nykas of the world, but there are a lot of other startups which are doing equally good. The reason why Zomato and Nyka are more known is because they are B2C companies, because they sell directly to customers. But there are a lot of companies which are B2B. They are also creating a lot of difference. So students need to identify first that what is the problem which they are going to solve, the business problem. And do you think that there would be enough number of people who would ready to pay for that solution? So you can't just come up with a product and say this is a product which I will sell and people will pay. You have to identify whether there is a problem. Is that problem big enough? And third and most important, will people pay for that problem? I'll give an example. A lot of people in big cities and metros have pets. The problem with keeping pets is that many times when you have to travel, you are compromised because you can't leave the pet alone at home, the dog at home. So then came a problem that there are a lot of people who have pets and they have to travel. They can't take the dog or the cat along with them. Therefore, there is some gap here. There are companies who are now providing crash services to pets when you move out. Now there is a solution now. So there is a company which is an aggregator of such crash where you can keep your dog, they will take care of your dog, they will give you a FaceTime or a video call also in the evening, wherever location you are, and then when you come back, you can take your pet back home. Now, this is a classic example of Is there a problem? Yes, there is a problem. Is the problem so large? No, I don't think it's such a large problem. So it is a very limited market. But that limited market will serve the need of a niche segment. So accordingly, you have to price. So what happens is many times in this startup discussion, people lose out the focus on the business and they start talking about my valuation is this, I'm a unicorn, I'm a sunicorn. Those are not important things. Important thing is to understand clearly what is the business problem you are solving and do you think the problem is big enough? And third, are people ready to pay for that service? If I focus on these three things, valuation will come incidentally. It is not a big deal. Money will flow. You have to stick to the business problem which you are solving.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving your precious time. This is Khushi Varshney with camera person Prithvi, IMS Today.